Oh man, we live. And you thought this was just a football show. You thought this was just a basketball show. You thought we was just bringing you college football content. You thought we was just bringing you NBA content. No, 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 sir. We bringing you fantasy football content. And who better to get it from? On the screen, two sharks, two fantasy football sharks, and we got the championships to prove it. This ain't just talk. So, where would you rather be? First off, shout out to the WTP Sports Dudes. You can catch us live every Tuesday and Thursday nights at 7:45 p.m. and Saturdays at 10 a.m., Sundays at 9 a.m. Go subscribe to all the fellas. Check us out. We working. I don't know how to explain it. I just know we love fantasy football. First of all, if you're in the building, please like and subscribe. That's all we ask. Like and subscribe. Check us out. We got a bunch of videos for y'all to look at. As a matter of fact, I did a stream with my man Corey Boy CB years ago. If you haven't checked out the live, you need to go check it out right now. It's dope. Now, every time I see this man, I can't help but smile. Thinking about the tour days,
Yep.
Washington High School, the dub, how we used to clown, man. It was nothing better. Corey Boy, CB, how you doing, man?
Chilling, man. I'm really excited to talk fantasy because I've always wanted to do this. So it's fantasy is like a passion of mine. So this is right up my alley. I'll do this all day, every day. If you keep asking me to do it, I'll keep being on there.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. I like that. How many championships you think you won in the past 10 years, man?
In my main league, I won it 3 years in a row, and then I came in second in the fourth year, and then the last 2 years I came in third, and then I came in second last year. So last year was probably the best draft I've had. I haven't been the best drafter, but I've always been like better at picking up during the season. But now if I can add just being good at drafting, I won't have to worry about picking up people during the season.
I feel that. I feel that, man. I've won quite a few championships. But the last 2 years in my main league, I haven't won the championship, so I'm trying to back to that this year. Hopefully, you can help me with that, my man. And I got a couple questions for you as we get started on the stream. So let's jump right into it, man. Must have player in every single league. Somebody you cannot leave your draft without. Talk to the people.
uh, with this one, I'm gonna go Drake London. Uh, he's you can get him. I think he's probably worth a first round pick, but if you can get him in the like the beginning to second half of the second round, I think it's a steal. Um, his red zone targets from 2 years ago were 29%, and they were up to 40% last year. So now he has a better quarterback with Michael Penix. So I feel like it's only going to get better. And I think with Penix in, he was averaging like 17 to 23 points a game with the last 3 games of the season or something like that. I don't remember who they played like in specific, if it was tough competition or what it was, but still. And then they've also had there's been reports of Penix and Drake London having like really good chemistry. And let's not forget the dude is like 6'5", 6'6". So again, a huge red zone target. Even if he gets 2 or 3 catches a game and falls in the end zone, I'll take that.
Wow, what a pick. That was actually my pick.
Was well, hopefully that's the only time we do this.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. But I mean that just goes to show, man. I mean, Drake London for me, I can't leave any draft without. I got two drafts coming up at the end of this month, and I definitely will be targeting him. I found I can get him. I would take him in the first round also, but what I found in my last draft is I can get him like if I got one of those later picks in the first, and I'm right there on the
Yep.
turn, I can grab like say a Achan and
Hmm.
then come back around and grab my wide receiver one, which I don't mind it being Drake London. Hey, you said it all, man. Just a huge target. I think the chemistry with Penix is going to do nothing but grow this season. And I think he's poised to finish as a top five wide receiver, if not better. You hear a lot of talk on these YouTube streets that he can be the wide receiver one. And I absolutely agree with that. What say you?
I uh number one overall at the end of the year, I don't fall in that category. I'd say five. I'd say between 4 and 8. But still, like if you can get him in the second round, that's huge. Like we'll talk about this later on, but like in my big league, we have a keeper. I'm keeping Brian Thomas in the 10th round. But if I can swing Thomas and London, you know that's kind of my goal right now. But we'll see when the draft comes.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt that Thomas London, that'd be real powerful in PPR leagues.
Hmm.
So let's move on to the next question. Your biggest bust of 2025. Who is it?
Biggest bust. Um, I'm gonna say Ashton Genty. I understand, and I'm only saying this because of where he's being drafted. Like I understand that he has all the intangibles. They are in a run-heavy offense. He has no competition, but they do have one of the toughest schedules. He's a rookie running back. They don't have like you know super wide receivers to take off of that, the pressure off of that. So I don't see like the I feel like if he's for me, if he's fell, which he probably would never would, but if he was like third, fourth round, I'd take him all day. But I'm not paying first, second round money for Ashton Genty.
Yeah, man, especially with the other options that's there for you in that range. I agree with that. I feel like he could, disappoint a lot of people going that high in the draft. And like you said, it has a lot to do with where he's being drafted at, not the talent or the
Yes.
situation, the workload, etc. It's the price you have to pay to get Genty.
Hmm.
Biggest bust of 2025 for me. I think I have to go James Conner.
Okay.
I'm going James Conner.
Even
And
even if he's a middle to what like
you
fifth,
can,
sixth round type.
yeah, yeah, okay. We agree that he's a good value pick, right?
Absolutely.
But I'm just not sure that he can remain healthy for the season.
I, I couldn't
And
agree more.
I would rather take Benson in the later rounds
Hmm.
than to pay up for Connor in the fifth or sixth round.
Hmm.
He stayed healthy. He personally surprised me last season by staying healthy.
It's like the last 2 years. Well, I mean, I had him 2 years ago and he got hurt, but I agree. Like he always misses sometime. So you
Right,
know what you're.
right, and it's man, I'm not sure Connor will stay healthy this season. If he does, you probably got to steal.
Do
But
you?
if go
Oh,
ahead.
I'm sorry. Do you believe in that offense? There, that's your answer.
No, I
I don't
don't.
either. Like,
I don't, man, because first of all, their offensive line, I'm not sure they improved enough for that offense to work. Kyler Murray, I'm not sure if that's the place for him.
hmm
I do like their tight end.
that's
I'm not sure about Marv Harrison Jr., man.
I know that's. I thought last year that would take off, but I did read that he put on some pounds. But I was like, it's more than that.
For sure, for sure.
And
So
it's a tough division,
it's a tough
tougher division.
division. Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. Definitely. Yeah, I'm not sold on Arizona, man. I'm
If
I'm I'm not even drafting Kyler Murray this season. Another guy we probably could look at is what's the damn the running back for for the Panthers.
Which
How
one?
Chuba Hubbard?
Chuba Hubbard.
Talk
Oh,
talk to the people about him real quick if
I
you don't mind.
he doesn't he has no competition. Like I think they draft well, they had the guy from Texas. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but he's hurt. He's and then they drafted another running back, but still he's one of the most efficient running backs last year. And they obviously trust him. So if Chuba Hubbard's there, fourth, fifth round, I'd take him over James Conner in a heartbeat. I wouldn't even think twice. I think that offense. I believe more in Carolina's offense than I do at Arizona's offense. I think
Hmm.
they're on the upswing.
Now that's interesting because I'm gonna say this for later, but that's very interesting because
Okay.
that's an offense I wanted to bring up later
Okay.
on the screen. But good stuff, my man. So let's move on to the next question we got. Which rookie will have the best season in 2025? CB, talk to the people.
Hear me out. I know we're looking at best season, but I'm gonna say probably the better second half of the season. But I love what I'm seeing from Travion Henderson, Patriots running back, because I don't think that Stevenson can stay healthy all year. I mean, you just saw what was it yesterday, or the day before? He just returned the kickoff for. So dude makes plays. They've called him special or elite. Better offense, better offensive line. They have weapons at wide receiver now. Second easiest schedule for fantasy running backs. At Ohio State, he averaged 4.6 yards per carry. And again, and he was ranked in the top 10 in yards after contact with Ohio State. So I don't think he'll be the starter day one, but I think if Stevenson goes down, you're going to have a good, and you have him, and you can get him in the later rounds. I think that's top 12, top 15 running back easily.
Yeah, I like that pick. I'm a second that. I really like that kid. He got mad juice,
Hmm.
and I think he's going to be in a great situation. Like you, I do not believe in Ramondre Stevenson. He's an injury risk, and last season he really didn't show nothing with the touches he had. So I'll second that Henderson. But man, for rookies, you can go quite a few places. Omarion Hampton, I know a lot of people are high on. Uh, I know what's the running back for Harvey? DJ Harvey, the running back for Denver.
I
It's
got something for
shaky.
that too. If
It's shaky, but I don't believe Dobbins can stay healthy. That's a lot of people are off him because of Dobbins. I
I
think that's a mistake. Go ahead.
I agree, but I've read that they said that he's a liability at pass protection.
Oh, that's not good.
So that's why I'm like, even he might be a third down back. Again, he might be in the same situation as Travion Henderson, where he has a better later half of the year. But I like Omarion Hampton or not Omarion Hampton, RJ Harvey. Like he scares me. So I'm not like eighth, ninth, 10th round. Yeah, but I'm not paying fifth, sixth round for him.
Cool, cool. The rookie I wanted to get to though is a wide receiver, and I'm going Tetaroa McMillan, Mr. T Mac, Mr. Tet McMillian. Anyway, 6'4", 220. Uh, I believe that he can be the number one wide receiver for Carolina. And if you think their quarterback is going to take a major step this season, that means that T Mac is going to be getting fed the ball. Yes, Tet, my man FanDuel said Tet was balling. Yes,
Great.
indeed, he was, and he's going to be a red zone matchup nightmare for opposing teams. He puts me in the same mind as Mike Evans, Drake London,
Yeah,
just big guys who, no matter who you stick on them, it's nothing they can do. They're just physically dominant, man.
outbody them.
Just outbody them, just throw it up, and they gonna grab it.
Hmm.
So I like T Mac this season. What say you?
I agree with that pick. Because I feel like I don't want to say he's under the radar, but he's in that. mid round pick. That's a wide receiver one that far back. I'm taking that all day. So I'm on board with you, and I think we alluded to it earlier that we think Carolina's offense is on the uprising. So I'm down with that. I can't hear you.
For sure, for sure. Uh, let's move on because this is an interesting question, especially for a drafter like myself. I like to find value at the quarterback position. I love having those top three, four, five guys, but I hate spending the kind of draft capital that I
Hmm.
have to spend to get them. I would rather get a wide receiver or running back at that point in my draft. So my question to you, CB, is how soon do you draft a quarterback?
So I hate I don't say I hate draft questions, but it makes me uneasy because it depends on it. I hate saying this too because it's situational. So if you went quarterback or you went running back, and you got the third round and you got Josh Allen staring at you, it's like uh because you know that there's the value of wide receivers from round 4 and 5 on decrease. So I and it sucks because I'm the type that I always wait. But the rule of thumb is if you the later that you draft your starting running back, the quicker you draft your backup running back. So again, you have your Josh Allen's, Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts. They're staring at you in the first, second round. It's like I feel like there's more value with them. Like there's more value with having an elite quarterback helps your team because if you draft or your guys are having like a slow start, you have a quarterback that's going to get you 20, 30, 40 points and it's going to make up for all those like 8, 9 points that you have. So it's so situational, but I personally always wait. And then I just try to find somebody with the best. I try if I can, I'll try to match them up with somebody like a wide receiver one that I have. Like last year, I tried to do that with Dak Prescott and CD Lamb, but that didn't work out. So, but that's kind of the what I try to do. But what do you? How quick do you draft a quarterback?
My man, some of my best seasons in my home league where I just dominated and won the championship was when, for instance, Lamar Jackson's first season as the full time starter in Baltimore, I got him in like the 10th round. So what I was able to do was to load up at running back, wide receiver,
Hmm.
grab an elite tight end, and while they're drafting all the other quarterbacks, I'm just playing the waiting game. Okay, 10th, 11th round, boom, I take Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is outscoring that season the guys that went in the second and third round. So my team is so stacked, I can't be beat. This is probably the toughest question for me going into drafts because I love having uh Lamar Jackson, some of
Hmm.
the elite quarterbacks that's up there because I know they give you an advantage. But if I can wait and get a guy like Drake May and he's able to put up similar numbers to those
Top
elite
top
guys,
top 10.
bruh, I'm never
That's a
losing.
steal. Yeah.
I'm never losing. So
Hey, you also got to know your draft,
yeah.
like who you're drafting with, like the type of guys that. Because I know in my league we played with the same guys for 10 years now, and you could
Mhm.
just about tell like who does what, and so there are people that reach, like you said the other day, you reach, I teach. So again, like in my league, I don't know if some of those top four elite quarterbacks make it to round three, and that's why I'm always like, well, I don't like who's there, so I'm just gonna go. I'll just wait and I'll just load up on running back, or depending on what it is, like fourth round, I'd probably go wide receiver. But and I agree. I was gonna say that you beat me to it about Justin Fields. Like he might be that would be a great pick. Like because mobile quarterbacks eat,
For
and he's
sure.
and he's a later round quarterback.
You know what, CB? I think I would rather have Fields than Kyler Murray.
Yeah, yeah. I I don't think Murray's the same. I don't think he's the
Mm.
same as he was his first 2 years.
What real quick, man. Look, I don't want to get too far off subject, but what do you think? What's the issue in Arizona for
Coaching.
him? Okay,
Like
that
they didn't. I don't even remember who their quarter or their coach was before what that drafted Kyler. Or no, it was that one dude, the dude that was at Texas Tech. I can't think of his name.
yeah, he's in Washington right now. I
Yeah,
forget his name.
yeah,
He's their
and
OC.
yeah, and so they failed with him, and then they bring this guy in, and I don't see him being much better or any different. So it's probably an organizational situation. I mean, yeah, you have Marvin Harrison, but maybe I think this year is going to be really telling with that. But like really telling with how he's gonna have or how his career will play out. But
Yeah,
I don't know. It just makes me again. I don't trust anybody. Well, I would take Connor and
McBride.
yeah, those are the only two guys that I would touch, and they'd have to be like, well, there's nobody else, and I don't have a tight end. But
Right, right, right. So let's my man Moss B of Level Up Sports 10 is what I feel best fits my thinking and also picks before me. Joy B was my first pick the last 2 years. Yeah, man, you shocked me going Joe Burrow in the first round, but I was happy because I was able to capitalize off that, my
hmm
man.
but he had a good year last year.
Yeah, and you know what? Joe Burrow could put up huge numbers.
hmm
So
real quick though, it also depends on your league settings for quarterbacks. Like some only you get 6 points per touchdown, some you get four, and how many negative points you get for interceptions. So to me, that plays a big factor in quarterbacks as well.
big facts. If my league is only 4 points per passing touchdown, I'm skipping on quarterbacks early
hmm
and I'm waiting late for a guy who can rush like Fields.
Yep.
Let's go to the next question, my man.
We I didn't expect us to talk about Arizona's offense so much, but
Man, I trust me, I
yeah.
didn't either, man. Sometimes that's just how the cookie crumble. You
hmm
did. Uh, let's go to the next question. Very interesting guy. I had him last year in one of my leagues. Will Jaden Daniels be QB1 this season?
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna take the field. But if he's top three, I wouldn't be surprised. If he is QB1, I wouldn't be surprised. Well, let me ask you, do you believe in the sophomore slump?
Do I believe in it? I don't know. Have I seen it happen? Yes. Have I seen players avoid the sophomore slump? Yes. So it's kind of hard, but with his number one wide receiver being out right now, that kind of worries me, man. What say you?
I I don't know. I feel like he's the type of dude that just gets it done. Like it doesn't matter. Like he doesn't like he's not like a Kyler Murray where he depends on DeAndre Hopkins, like that kind of situation. I feel like he'll just dink and dunk. Did McLaurin help? Yeah, but they also have Debo Samuel too. Is he hurt, or am I am I just like thinking like yeah he's always hurt?
Yeah, yeah, he got that kind of that stench to him, man, where
Yeah.
he's normally always injured. But man, I don't think he could. We know he has rushing upside, but I'm starting to think he won't put up the same type of numbers that he did last season. Not without Terry McLaurin, man. Uh, they talk good about the tight end, um, Ben Sinnott. They
Mhm.
say he's really been wowing them in camp. But I don't know if he'll be as effective as he was last season without that down the field, vertical threat.
Mhm.
And McLaurin, what say you?
I again like. if I don't have the player, I don't pay that much attention to him. But I know that the only thing that worries me with Jaden Daniels is frame. Like he looks smaller, and with him being a rusher or a mobile quarterback, it makes me. I'd still take him in a heartbeat. Don't get me wrong, but I'd always have it in the back of my head. I'm like, he's one big hit away from being out for a game or two or half a season. So that's the my biggest concern with him. I don't know if I really answered your question, but yeah, I would you take if you're, let's say, third round, let's say third round, you have Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Jaden Daniels staring you in the face. You let's say you went wide receiver, you got like a CeeDee Lamb and a Jonathan Taylor. You got let's say let's just hypothetically say you're gonna take a quarterback. Of those three, who are you taking?
Lamar Jackson. I just think, man, he's just dynamic, man. You can't go wrong with Allen or Jackson, in my opinion.
Mm-mm.
I just believe that the moves Baltimore made, their defense should be back elite. Running game is pick your poison. You're gonna start Henry, you're gonna stop Lamar. I like his weapons this year. I think what's the tight end at Mark Andrews? I think he has a chance to bounce back this season because what a lot of people don't talk about was last year the reason why he started so slow is that he got into a car accident late into camp.
Jackson?
And Mark Andrews, the tight end.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, he had gotten into a car accident and he wasn't the same. Later on in the season, he picked it up, but I like Lamar Jackson's weapons. I like, of course, they got the offensive line, they got the running game. So his ability to confuse offenses with that big old monster in the back, Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
I just think he's going to have another special season, and you better capitalize on these Lamar Jackson years because we don't know how much longer, he's going to be playing at this elite level.
Hmm.
But again, man, I would take Jalen Hurts over Jaden Daniels in fantasy.
Okay. I
I-
I I don't see anything wrong with that.
yeah, so man, it's tough. I
So you would rank him Jackson, Allen, Hurts, Daniels.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And then Burrow. Am I missing anybody?
No, after that it's Mahomes, Mayfield, Nix, Murray, and Fields, and that rounds out your top 10.
Speaking of Mahomes, CB, bro, I feel bad because I helped my uncle last year with one of his drafts, and I'm like, man, my reasoning was you can't keep this guy down. Like he not gonna have back to back down years, and
Yeah.
that's exactly what happened. He had back to back down years. Mr. Mahomes, while we on the subject topic or whatever, uh, do you see a bounce back season for him?
No. I mean, I think he's a QB6. I think that's appropriate. I mean, his strength of schedule is middle of the road. It's not hard, but it's not easy. I mean, that division's gotten a lot tougher. You got Harbaugh as a coach, you got Pete Carroll as a coach, and dude for Denver, Sean Payton. Those are some really good coaches. So I'm not saying. I mean, Andy Reid is could be one of the best coaches of all time. Don't get me wrong, but I think just a lack of talent around him, it hurts. I mean, Rushy Rice was what, top 5 wide receiver last year before he got hurt? What, like 3, 4 games in, something like
I
that?
I think he was their receiver one before
Mhm.
he got hurt or tied for receiver one.
And Xavier Worthy, to me, I've been reading that everybody's high on him, but he's just a field stretcher. He's not he'll get you like 20, 25 points one week, and then he'll get you like 2 or 3 the next 2 weeks. So, and we both know in fantasy you can't have that kind of inconsistency. So but then that and you have Kelsey like old reliable, but how reliable can he be at this you know stage in the game? So no, I don't see Mahomes having a bounce back year per se, but I think that where he's at, the people he's ahead of, I'm fine with that. I think it's appropriate.
Yeah, I would. Man, I there's one player in that offense that I'm huge on, and it's unfortunate because he's going to be suspended likely. We don't know how many games, but he's going to be suspended. Bruh, when I had Rasheed Rice last season, first of all, I knew I had a steal. And second of all, when I was starting him, I'm thinking like, man, I really got the wide receiver one. I drafted him in like the seventh, eighth,
I was
ninth
just about
round.
to ask you, where do you draft him at?
Yeah, and I parlayed him with Brian Thomas and Drake London last season, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. So imagine how I'm
Damn,
feeling. Yeah, imagine how I'm feeling, man.
it's like
and he,
that's almost like a who do you start every week?
I what I would do early was bench Brian Thomas because I
Mm.
knew, he was a rookie and the other guys were more established. But I just thought up until him being hurt that Rasheed Rice would make my team unbeatable, and he damn near did, but he got injured. So,
If
but
he,
go ahead.
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, whenever he comes back from his suspension, hopefully it's not a whole six. It might be though. Where do you rank him? Do you think he's a top 10 guy? Do you think he'll pick up where he left off and dominate target share and really be that PPR monster that you need in your lineup?
100%. Like if I was gonna ask you this question, that's when I interrupted you. I was gonna say if he's staring at you round 8, 9, 10, knowing he has a 6 game suspension, and let's say you have two solid wide receivers ahead of him, and then maybe a third that's kind of I couldn't I'd be sitting there like, hurry up, everybody pick so I can take him, like I'd be like shaky about it. I'd be like, come on, come on, come on, come on. I want to picture out Rashi Rice this round. But no, I I think he'll pick up where he left off. He's not injured. It's just an off the field issue. So then you have, a top 5 quarterback, not fantasy statistically, but in real life kind of per se. But no, I 100% would take Rashi Rice, and honestly, like he's somebody that I hope falls to me at some point late in the later rounds.
Absolutely. I'm hoping and praying none of my league mates are going to watch this or are watching this.
So I do the same. I feel the same way.
Because
I don't
I
even want to
want
promote
them.
it.
Right, 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 right. I want them to pass. Now, the drafts I've been in thus far, people are not passing him. They're still taking him.
What rounds? I haven't done a mock draft yet, but can you remember?
They fourth, fifth,
Damn. Yeah,
fourth,
I
fifth
can see
rounder.
that. You're gonna have
Yeah,
somebody that doesn't care.
yeah,
Like
yeah. But you better your receiving core better be
yeah,
strong
you better
to
have drafted
withhold.
three
Yes,
three quarter wide receivers before that.
bruh, this is it was a draft I had a week ago or so where I'm just looking at Rasheed Rice and they're passing on him. Now he'll drop
Dude,
around. He'll drop around, and then right before I'm ready to pick and take him, somebody snatches him up.
dude,
But if that guy, when he comes back from suspension, I believe he can be a league winner.
I agree. Top five wide receiver if you can get him.
Yes, sir. Which late round wide receiver you taking?
Trey Harris.
Ooh, for the Bolts.
hmm He
Why?
at Old Miss he averaged 100 yards per game.
Hmm.
Career he had 3,500 yards, 29 touchdowns, and he was graded second best wide receiver in the class. So you
Hmm.
you you put him in an offense that is run heavy, and then you have all the focus. They have Keenan Allen back and Lad McConkey. He's going to be one on one. So if he's there, I'm taking him. Another guy that I had on here because we talked about Kansas City was Jalen Royal. Um, don't know much about him, but I've just been reading that. it sounds like he has a lot of chemistry with Mahomes, similar to Rashee Rice. So maybe he's a filler, and maybe Rashee Rice doesn't put up the kind of numbers that he did because of Jalen Royal. But to each their own.
Yeah, I really like that Trey Harris pick, man. Now this guy, I'm going to say, I noticed in the draft I was speaking about a few seconds ago. He didn't even get drafted, or he got drafted in like the last two rounds. But in a lot of ESPN leagues, this guy is brutally underrated. I'm talking about they don't even project him being drafted. And that's Josh Downs, Indianapolis Colts.
Really?
Yes,
He could be their number one. Like,
bro. That's why I was tripping.
he's like, you feel like you're on punked. You're
Yeah,
like,
I'm like, dude, what are they
nobody,
thinking?
or it's like you're like one of those where you're like, is Josh Downs still available?
Yeah, got scroll down.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, man, I like Josh Downs. He definitely could be the
that's a good
Colts'
pick.
number one receiver. Michael Pittman is okay. Alec Pierce, he likes to get down. He's like the downfield stretcher. I really like the tight end Warren from Penn State. He looks really good in training camp in the preseason game. But uh, I think the Indianapolis Colts have underrated weapons. Will they have a quarterback who can feed those weapons? Remains to be seen. But I like Josh Downs, man. Explosive guy out of that slot position, can make plays, short, intermediate, deep. So I'm gonna go Josh Downs for my late round wide receiver
Yeah, I agree with that pick. They if they can get a quarterback, I mean it that's all it depends on. But I feel like he's the most consistent. Well, I take that back. Jonathan Taylor is their best player, but outside of Jonathan Taylor, I feel like he's probably the most consistent.
for sure, for sure. Who's the most overly hyped running back in 2025?
I kind of I kind of gave it away earlier. I said Ashton Genty, but I also had another one, and
Hmm.
I have no stats. I don't know what it is. I just don't like it. It's Josh Jacobs. I didn't like him last year, and he played well. I'm like, okay, it won't he won't do it again. You know, I don't know what it is. Like I think he's a good player. I don't have anything against him if he's
Hmm.
watching this. I don't see him having the same kind of season that he did last year. So that's one guy that I'm avoiding in my drafts this year.
Yeah, that's a good pick because I forget who I was watching, but they were saying players coming off like the kind of workload that a
Mm,
Josh Jacobs had normally regress and in some cases get injured. That's why I was high on a running back from USC, who's their second string running back. Man, I can't think of his name for nothing. Uh, Second string running back in Green Bay,
hmm.
but he just got injured in camp. So I'm like, dang, there goes one of my late
Yeah,
round steals. But
RJ Harvey time. No,
right, for sure, for sure. Um,
would real quick before we get to your pick, would you throw Derrick Henry on this list of
nah,
most overhyped? You would not?
nah, because I mean, you just gotta think, man. He gonna get goal line carries. That offensive line is is stacked. Um, I think they're gonna get the other running backs involved more. Keep him fresh. They just got the scat back from injury. I forget his name, but
Justice Hill.
Justice. No, no, the third string man.
Oh.
Keaton Mitchell.
Yeah, I was gonna say Keaton
Keaton
something. I
Mitchell.
couldn't remember.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I think they're going to get multiple running backs involved. I think he'll have the bulk of the goal line work. Of course, you got the threat of Lamar Jackson there, but man, that dude is. I want to. I thought this last season. I thought that he was being overhyped last season, but I was proven wrong. Uh, I would. Man, I kind of want to say Saquon
Really?
because again, that kind of volume.
Yeah. They
I
are
know that
they have the most run there. They have the most run plays in the league last year.
just that kind of volume, man, and expecting him to put up those same type of numbers again. I think he'll be solid. I think he'll be a good back, but I don't think he'll repeat what he did last season. So I think people are taking him a little too high.
The reason I say Derrick Henry, I could make an argument for Derrick Henry. The
Hmm.
reason I say is he has the toughest running back schedule
Mm,
last year, and he also tapered off later in the season. So I think
sure did.
weeks 1 through 8, phenomenal, top three running back, if not number one. He's up there in age, and but he also is like LeBron, like he spends over $1 million on his body. So that's where I'm like that, like with coupled with what you said, the goal line carries and all that. Like even if he doesn't have the volume, if he's still getting goal line carries, like he's still, second, third round pick in my opinion.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I don't know about LeBron though, man. We're not gonna talk about
Yeah, that's
that.
for fantasy basketball. But no,
Yeah. I don't know, man. Maybe he is spending that type of money on his body. I don't know. But
Yeah, just because he doesn't get injured. I feel like I thought I saw something where they interviewed Derrick Henry and he said that he talked with LeBron and asked him what he did for his workouts and stuff like that. And he said he spent over $1 million on like nutrition and working out and all that and to keep him healthy.
yeah,
But
man,
Derrick Henry is
it's
also a different breed.
yeah, that is true. But at the end of the day, he's still a human being, right? Like, how long can he keep this up?
Yeah.
That's the question. So, who is your all heart pick? Someone you love to have, but isn't the best at their position.
when I was when I was doing my research for this, I just like looked at a list and I was like, no, like nobody stuck out. And I came across the running backs. One guy stuck out, and I don't know why, but it's Tony Pollard. Like I hear me out, hear me out. I I had I had a down year, and I traded for him. I traded Chase Edmonds for Tony Pollard the year that he went off in Dallas. And this was at when Edmonds came off of a 2 touchdown game. And I think he got benched the following week and then they cut him like a week later.
Yeah.
So that made me feel so good that like I was like, and then the way Pollard was getting like 40 points a game.
Hmm.
And then so come into the draft last year, some guy picked him in our league and I was like, I like broke a pencil. I was so mad. Like so I know it sounds weird, but I don't know. Tony Pollard's my guy.
The only
I
reason
saw
I,
your face when I said that.
that, yeah,
You're like,
but the only reason that's not a bad pick, but I would argue that Tajay Spears might be the back to own in that
I agree.
backfield.
I agree, but
But
I'm afraid if Pollard's there and I have like one running back, I'm like, oh,
yeah, he's definitely. Yep, I mean, he was solid. I mean, last year I traded him for Jaden Daniels.
damn.
One of my teammates need or league mates needed a running back. I needed a quarterback, and he had Josh Allen and Jaden Daniels. So I just made the
Yes.
move for Jaden Daniels, and he took it. But I mean, Pollard isn't a bad pick. He very well could be the sleeper of this year's draft. I don't disagree with that. I really like Tajay Spears too, though.
That was just my all heart pick. Like it's not like it's just like a favorite player kind of pick. Like I don't think he's gonna be. He'll probably be a top 15 running back, but I do think that if he does somewhat get hurt, and I think Spears could take easily take over that backfield, and then we don't hear from Tony Pollard again. So
No doubt. Tajay Spears has a high ankle sprain, I believe.
I thought I just saw something about that too.
Yeah, I think he'll be out. They said he'll be out into the regular season, but we'll see how that goes. My all heart pick, you already know where I'm going. I'm going Anthony Richardson. And-
That is true. That is true. I'll give you that because we had a lengthy conversation the other day. Well, every time we talk, I almost feel like we talk about him anyway. So go ahead.
yeah.
I'm stealing your time. I'm sorry.
No, you good, bro. Man, I look. If if my mom used to say if was a fifth, we all be drunk. But
She ain't lying.
if for sure, if if Anthony Richardson can stay healthy, and I know he's been a band-aid, but from the looks at it in camp, he's looked really good. He's looked like he's improved his mechanics. He had a scare the other night at the preseason game with the finger, but he was practicing again this weekend. So he should be good to go. But with the weapons they have, Downs, Pittman, Alec Pierce, Warren, the big tight end, one of the better offensive lines in the NFL. If Anthony Richardson happens to stay healthy this season, easily top three quarterback, easily with the rushing upside and the weapons they have surrounded him with in Indy. And that's a big again, bro. I'm not I know this might sound crazy, but if that man can stay healthy, I'm calling it now. He will break out
If
in big time.
let's also note you are a Colts fan. So, but here, all right, let me play devil's advocate real quick. Let's say season doesn't go as planned. Uh, Richardson gets hurt or he's in and out. Daniel Jones does Daniel Jones things. Do they keep their head coach?
Nah,
I
nor do they keep the general manager. And that hurts me to say because I like them both. I like Steichen. I know what he did in Philly. I can see where he's trying to take the team. But their careers ride on Anthony Richardson, bro.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, Daniel Jones is not going to get it done. Riley Leonard, love him, but he's not going to get it done.
no.
For that team to have success, they need Anthony Richardson to step up. They need him to stay healthy, and then they have a chance of keeping their jobs.
Yeah,
So that leads us to the hot take, my man. What's your hot take of the season?
I am all in on Brian Thomas being at the end of the season being overall number one wide receiver statistically.
Oh,
I'm going bold.
but you know what, CB, that's not far fetched. It's really not.
No, because they with that offense and then now Travis Hunter, you put him in the mix. I mean, from what I've read, ETN is going to be the lead back again. The only thing that I do not understand is we know Trevor Lawrence. There's a huge talent difference between Trevor Lawrence and Mac Jones.
Hmm.
They were running the same offense last year, same personnel.
Yep.
Why was why was Trevor Lawrence having issues getting Brian Thomas the ball? Like, and the fact that like when Mac Jones took over, Mac Jones fed him, and then it was like Trevor Lawrence is almost like I feel like he's like almost overthinking it. You know, like because you'll see like these little clips where he's talking with like Christian Kirk and you do this and that, and I'm like, but the reason I say that is because one, I'm keeping him. I got Brian Thomas in the 10th round last year, so he's my keeper.
Yeah.
But their head coach, he was with Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans last year, and then I think I can't remember if it was him or Canellis. They were in Seattle as well with Geno Smith, and so now and he already came out and said that Brian Thomas is going to be the focal point of their offense. So the talent's there, the coach is behind him. He has a good quarterback. I don't see why not.
Hmm. So what's the deal with Trevor Lawrence, man? Is he just not? Is he a bust? Is he? What's the deal, man? I don't
It's
understand.
it's almost kind of like I'm not making excuses for him, but
Yeah.
like you know how we had three different coaches in 4 years, like he's going on his third coach in 4 years.
True.
But again, I don't know. It's weird because at Clemson he looked like the next Andrew Luck, the next Peyton Manning, and
for
then he
sure.
comes out and you're like, mm, well, he had Urban Meyer, and you're like, well, now he's ready to go. Like, still isn't there. So it's like I don't get it.
Yeah,
But they did improve their offensive line. Maybe that has something to do with it. But I think this year we can definitively. Well, again, it's another head coach, but I don't know. I can't put my finger on it.
yeah. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. I don't understand. I was one when I was talking with the WTP Sports dude. Shout out to the brothers. Uh, I wanted to give Trevor Lawrence a little grace because you hear stuff like trash and this and that, but he has been through the coaching carousel, like man, and then he got hurt at the end of last season. So if he can put it all together, man, that could be a dynamic stack that you can get. As far as Lawrence, pretty cheap, man.
Mhm.
A lot of times he's going undrafted, but we'll see. My hot
And
take is this. Oh, go ahead, bro.
I was just gonna say, and it's a weaker division. Like not, it's it's winnable. I'll put it that way.
Definitely, definitely. Which leads to my hot take. Anthony Richardson.
I knew it was coming. Sorry, man.
Anthony Richardson. And man, he gave me a hard time about AR. It's okay, man. But Anthony Richardson, who you can get undrafted or with your last pick in
He's
every
really falling
draft.
that far.
Yes. Yes.
I'll take him in the 15th round, and I'll be happy.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Anthony Richardson is going to finish as a top five fantasy football quarterback this season, barring health. And that's my hot take. We have 52 minutes. Okay, nice little stream. So let's get to these last few questions, man, and we can get up out of here. Give me the best wide receiver to draft or to pick up off waivers from these two teams. The Green Bay Packers, Chicago Bears. Start with Green Bay.
Oh, Green Bay. Jaden Reed, I think
Mm.
that's who because I think he's rated. I was playing for the Bears. That's why you caught me off guard. So,
No, it's all good.
um, yeah. So, but like I don't. That offense is so weird.
Hmm.
One week Romeo Dobbs goes off, and then
Hmm.
everybody smashes Romeo Dobbs. He's the number one, and then it's Christian Watson. And you're like, ugh, Christian
Yep,
Watson.
yep.
Then now it's gonna be Golden, and it's like too many weapons. So I don't mess with Green Bay's offense like that. So it's too inconsistent, too up and down for me. But what's your take on Green Bay?
Man, there's too many chefs in the kitchen.
Exactly.
I
That's
don't,
why I
I
put my
don't
notes
know,
there.
man.
Exactly what
So
I put on
if
there.
I gotta take a pass catcher from Green Bay, I'll take Kraft.
Really?
I'll take the tight end. Yep.
I don't. Does he even throw that much to the tight end? Or am I just like having Aaron Rodgers flashbacks when they had a good tight end and he never threw him to him?
Oh, you know what? You right. Rodgers never went to his
Yeah.
tight end. But
Only
yeah,
Jermichael Finley was like the only one.
yeah, yeah. But no, man, Kraft had a solid season last year, and I think he has a chance to improve on those stats this season.
What is he ranked? Now that
He,
you
you
say
can
that.
get him late, my man.
All right, he's 10th at tight end.
Hmm.
I didn't see that coming. He's ahead of Tyler Warren, Dalton Kincaid,
Yep.
Kyle Pitts.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think I would because man, I think he could be consistent. The rapport he has with the quarterback Jordan Love is
Mhm.
good, and man, you got Golden, Reed, Dobbs, the other guy. Man, you got
Josh
Christian
Jacobs.
Watson.
No.
You got you got the other guy coming off injury, Christian Watson, and man, it's just like man, there's I don't. Man, I'm staying away from those receivers. If
Hmm.
if I had to take a receiver, it would probably be Reed. Or man, I like Golden too though. But
I know, but again, is he like an Xavier Worthy where he's just a field stretcher?
yeah, man,
We don't know.
I don't know. That's a tough one, man. How about the Bears?
DJ Moore, like I thought the question was like who would you take out of, not for both. Like I thought the question was like which one from both teams. Um so my instantly I thought of DJ Moore.
Hmm.
Better offense. Uh I feel like he's going to take on that Amon-Ra St. Brown role
Hmm.
that he had and that the Ben Johnson had and established in Detroit. So that's they pay him like a number one. They're gonna get their money out of him. What I thought was interesting too is that Rome Odunze it went DJ Moore, Odunze, and then Jaden Reed.
Hmm.
So like to me that says the experts are high on the Bears offense. So that my answer thinking that it was that I was like people are more they're more on Bears offense than they are like Packers wide receivers.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that, man. I called my shot at the end of last season. I said this coming up fantasy football season, I want DJ Moore, and for the exact reasons you just mentioned. I think he'll be in that Amara St. Brown
Hmm.
role. I think he'll be heavily targeted, and he'll be able to produce under that new offense the Bears have this season. So. If I need a receiver from the Bears, if I gotta have one, I like Odunze, but I'm going to take DJ Moore.
Agreed, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Late round tight end in the draft.
Colston Loveland. And then in my notes, I just said DJ Moore notes. Better offense, better offensive line, good quarterback. Well, not unfortunately, it was I was heavily pushing in our league. We don't draft like we don't have a starting spot for tight ends
Hmm.
because it's really like two or three that are worth anything. So it's like it was to us, it was wasting a spot. So you can still draft them. You can start them at a flex. We have two flex, but um, but yeah, the only thing with him though is again you have Odunze, DJ Moore, and then Cole Kmet is still around. So it's like, and I do like Tyler Warren,
Hmm.
but I didn't pick him because I don't trust the quarterback situation in Indy.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Um, I'm gonna go Dalton Kincaid.
That's
I
not a bad
know
pick.
a lot of us were high on Kincaid last season.
Hmm.
He didn't produce like we wanted him to. A lot of times what you'll see from certain fantasy players, tight ends, wide receivers, running back, whatever the case may be, is that we're a year off
Yeah,
from their big season. I think because it's hard. They hope that Keon Coleman can establish himself as the wide receiver one in that offense and really take the big leap for Josh Allen. But I think Kincaid, he had a few injuries last season. He really underperformed and underwhelmed for a lot of people. And he disappointed a lot of fantasy managers. But I think this year, Dalton Kincaid, with all that talent, I think he can bounce back and be one of the highest target getters from Josh Allen this season. So I'm gonna go Kincaid, my man.
I've been reading that Josh Palmer is is pushing for the wide receiver one in Buffalo.
Yeah, I've heard. I
Really
heard.
interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But it seemed like that was the situation I was gonna say San Diego, in LA too.
Yeah.
So, but dude can't stay healthy.
Yeah, we'll see, man. Real quick, what do you think of Keon Coleman? I know we didn't get a chance to talk about how
I
much.
I I'll go back to what you just said that we're a year off, and maybe
Hmm.
we expected a lot out of him last year.
Hmm.
But I think he should be the number one there.
Hmm.
You have one of the best. You have the top three quarterback in the league. Um, but I don't know if you've ever watched him talk on a podcast.
Hmm.
Like I feel like I would be friends with that dude. Like the dude, he's just a goober, like a goofball. So like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I like him personally, and if he's in the middle rounds, I wouldn't bat an eye at taking him.
Yeah, he'll fit right in, man. So my last question, man, and we can get out of here. Drafting the handcuff to your starting running backs, is that a wise move, or are you wasting bench spots?
Again, it's situational. I hate to be like that kind of guy, but
Hmm.
it also to me depends on talent level. So you look at to me like the Christian McCaffrey, Jordan Mason situation last year. Good offense, good offensive line, the right kind of scheme. And Jordan Mason's good. He was averaging, I think, like 6.4 or something like that, like around 5, 6 yards a carry last year. I had him in my league.
Hmm.
I think he was running back number two before he got injured off again, on again, off again with his not clavicle, AC joint or not AC joint. I don't remember. It was a shoulder injury. But it depends. I mean, if it's like round 13, 14 and he's and your guy is there and he wants some insurance, take him. But I wouldn't necessarily reach. I know there were years ago that things like this were a big deal, and I personally just don't feel like a handcuff is as big of um a deal anymore. Because to me, it's like now I look at it, I'm like, well, I'm taking this guy because he's really good, and if he starts, like the starter might not come back into the same role.
Yeah. Um, and when I went over my disappointing year last year from a league I normally dominate, let me add that. Um, I noticed that I fell in love too much with drafting handcuffs.
Mm,
Um, because I've always felt like instead of trying to beat everybody to the waiver wire or not having a chance to get this guy off waivers because I'm so low on the totem pole, but I would just draft him late, and I think I passed up on some talent that could have put me over the top. Now I would say if you got, I would target the handcuffs from guys coming off heavy rushing years.
okay.
If you're going to target handcuffs, if you got room on your bench and you can make a place for a handcuff or two, like I would rather if we're in the lead together and you got Saquon Barkley, I would take Will Shipley later on.
You stole my my line because I was gonna say, hey, who if you had to what team? Because I was gonna say like you mentioned earlier about the Derrick Henry coming off of a high volume year, but like I don't necessarily think like Keaton Mitchell. He's more of like a scat back. Like
Hmm.
yeah, he's explosive, but I don't know if he to me is worth a pick like that unless it's like super late. So,
Yeah,
but I 1,000% agree. Philly would be the one handcuff, whether it's AJ Dillon or Will Shipley, just because they have the most they call the most rushing plays, so
yeah,
it's a safer pick of a handcuff.
yeah. The guys who are again, you gotta fill in on somebody, and I'm not wishing injury on none of these players, but it's just the nature of the beast is the NFL. People running backs go down, and if I can get the handcuff from my opponents,
Oh,
Saquon Barkley,
I live for that.
yeah, that's the best feeling.
And then
Waking
use
up
it when
Monday
you play
morning,
them.
yeah. Man, that's savage. But yeah, if I can get the handcuff to what's the running back for Atlanta?
Algier, yeah, I'm
If I
glad you
can
brought that up. I missed that. Yeah, he is the one I would take 7, 8, 9 somewhere in there, and I'd be like pretty excited about it because if Bijan goes down, he's a top 10 running back the
easily,
next week.
easily. Yeah, I really like him, man. Tyler Algier. Uh so man, uh handcuffing, I wouldn't necessarily handcuff my backs, but again, like we just talked about, if I can get my opponent's
Yeah,
top handcuff back, I'll do it in the later rounds.
Hmm.
Just a roster spot or two.
Hmm.
Nothing too crazy like I was doing last season. A
But I
lot of you,
understand the strategy. Like I understand what you're going for.
yeah.
But it probably caught up to you when your guys got hurt
Hmm.
and then their guys didn't get hurt.
Yep.
Then you're like, I'm not gonna start a third down back as in my running back position.
Yeah. Yeah. But to speak to your point, it may not be Keaton Mitchell if something happens to Henry. It may be what's his name, Justin Hill, Justice Hill.
So yeah. I
Yeah,
don't
it
even know
may
if
be
he's still
him.
there.
Yeah, he's
I
still
know he
there.
is he okay.
Yep. 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 You got any closing remarks, my man?
Nah, man. I just want to say, like, I really enjoyed this. Like, I could literally probably talk another hour or two, like, easily just BSing about fantasy. Like, I love this stuff. It's always a good time with you. So whenever you want to chat fantasy, holler at your boy.
Man, I'm always down. It's always a pleasure, and I want to thank you from coming to the post and chopping it up with me, and for the people. Hopefully, none of our league mates sees this stream, and that's how we do it, fellas. And as we do, peace.
See you, man. Thanks.